Hello, welcome to the 199 Unlisted podcast. My name is Frank. I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Cherry pullover. She's the hot chick from ITZY, and I'm wearing a Trump hat. Anyway, we're back with Anna Anna Ames. She has a video called Worst Day to Visit the Strip Club. Now, my advice on this: the worst day to visit the strip club is every day. Every day is the worst day to visit. You should not visit a strip club. There's better things to do with your money. There's better things to do with your time. More importantly, your time. If you, and in the long run, it's cheaper to just get a girlfriend. If you really want, those kind of activities, like in the long run, it'll be better for your time and your wallet. And I know a lot of people think women are cost a lot, but going to the strip club, they cost even more. So anyway, let's see what she says. Worst day to visit a strip club. I'm sure it's gonna be good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you all for tuning into my last video. Today I'm going to talk about what the absolute worst day is to go to the club, because a lot of people do not know this. If you're a dancer, you know it very well, but I would say even like for the customer experience, it's the worst time to go there. The absolute worst day to go.
Let me guess. I'm gonna guess. She's gonna say Tuesday. Like it's gonna be. Let's see. I'm trying to think because like there's businessmen who'll take a lunch at a strip club. Like I've heard of guys doing that. Like this place has a great buffet. Like really? But I would think it would be like a Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon, right? Like doesn't that seem like, well, that's the worst time for the stripper, which means they would probably have the worst dancers going on at that time, like the daytime. Um, so okay, so I said Tuesday in the afternoon, and then my other guess is going to be the complete opposite, where it's just so busy. Um, I bet you like the busiest night at a strip club is probably like a Thursday night, is because people go because they think Friday and Saturday is gonna be like the busiest night, so they'll go like Thursday night. So I bet you Thursday night's really crowded, and that's probably bad for the customer. Those are my guesses. Let's see.
To the strip club is the weekend, uh, right after, right before rent.
Interesting.
So whichever day is closest to that weekend. So if you have rent on like a Wednesday, right? The third, which would be a Friday, right? Friday, Saturday, that whole weekend is going to be rough. Versus if you have, but it's usually after. Like it's not right before. I don't know. Most people I would say are proactive, but I've noticed like the worst time to be dancing at the club is right after everyone pays their bills.
Now I understand. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because remember, she, like, to her, men are just money. It's just, how can I get money out of a man? So when she looks at a man, she doesn't see a man. She sees a bank account. She sees tips. Like, cause her view is so, her worldview is just crazy. Because think about it, it's like she's a stripper. So 99% of the interactions she has with men is a sexual transaction. So okay, but this makes sense though.
Yeah. Because as soon as people pay their bills, you have more dancers in the club. So if you, as a dancer, are going right after everyone's paid rent, you go into the club, there's more dancers, there's less money. Everyone is just very tense.
Oh yeah, because even the strippers have to pay rent, so that means they come back to the club to make money. That makes sense too. So there's more dancers, but there's less money from the customers. Interesting. I would have. Why would I have thought this? I would have never thought this. And you know what? I forgot his name, but a long time ago, I had a friend, or maybe I'm gonna call him an acquaintance, whatever. There's this guy that used to watch my band play. His nickname was Head Start. I That's just a nickname we gave him. But he would go to, um, God, there's this bikini bar. Like it's a strip club, but they sell alcohol, so like they can't get naked. Like that's how it is in L.A. So if it sells alcohol, they have to keep a certain amount of clothes on. But anyway, um, I forgot what it's called. Hmm. It doesn't matter what it's called. But anyway, after each paycheck, he would go to the strip club and basically just spend his whole paycheck. And he would, and like I believe he got paid twice a month, so he would go once a month, and like so one paycheck is just gone. He just spent it all at the strip club, and it made no sense. And I'm like, dude, it's cheaper to just get a girlfriend. It really is. You would spend a lot less money, But anyway,
And because there's less money, that means there's less money for everyone. And DJs, especially security. There's just going to be less money. There's less money because there's competition, and there's less money because all the customers have paid their bills. Now, if you are a slimy, schemy customer and you're looking for somebody who is desperate to do your illegal activities, this is probably the best time for you to come in.
that makes sense. But see, that person would do it anyway. Yeah, it's not like it's like you're either a prostitute or you're not. You know. So I think because there's more girls there, there's just more girls there that the men have more options. So it's not that they're desperate. It's just that because all the dancers are there, there's a certain number that you know do that. That's why. So it's actually there's more options. So like you can find a girl easier to do the activities.
But for the normal person, it's just there's just so much desperation in the air, and you as a customer, you're gonna have girls fighting over you,
No, you're
and
not.
then as a dancer, like there's gonna be so much more just petty arguing in the back. Like every time I've had an issue with a dancer, it has happened right around the first of the month.
And that's just because there's more girls, and so women don't like other women, and you put a bunch of women in the same room, they're gonna find a reason to argue. How many times have you gone on YouTube or X and or like World Star and like you'll see stripper fights, like you'll see a fight in the stripper changing room, and that's just the stuff that gets uploaded. So imagine how many fights really happen. Because remember, you got these girls are drunk, high, drug addicts. Money is obviously they're competing for money. Um, you know, and then like women don't like each other, so it just makes sense. And then like I've worked with at places where it's predominantly women, and they fight all the time. It's like soon as a woman walks out the room, the other four just start talking shit about her. Then like then the girl they're talking shit about comes back in. Another woman leaves. Then those four start talking shit about the girl that just left. Like just women just hate each other, and they give the worst advice. Like if you're a woman and you want to stay single, take relationship advice from a woman, because a woman will be divorced or like never had a long term relationship, and she'll give advice on how to get married. It doesn't make sense.
Because of that desperation. Like, I remember there was one girl, and I had to like check her, and I don't like doing that because the only problem I feel like I mentioned this before, but women carry grudges. So if you're gonna call out if you're gonna call out a guy for something, he'll probably forget eventually, or he won't. But he won't keep bringing it up. But a girl, you call a girl out for something.
Oh yeah, like a girl will bring up a text from 3 years ago. You know, like I said, women are petty. Women argue. Women don't know how to exist peacefully. You know, it's like I don't want peace. I want problems or what. You know, like that meme. Like that's your average woman. Women don't know how to maintain peace. There's always some drama.
That's it. Like that is irreparable. It has happened twice. I had a girl try to steal a customer from me as I was talking to him. He bought me food. I went to the bathroom. She came back out and tried to like say later, because when I told her like not to, step on my money, later she was like, "Oh, I didn't see you sitting there." Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You fucking planned that. I had like 12 wings waiting for me and my fries, and because I spent 2 seconds going to the bathroom, she just thought she was going to come and take him. And it was because it was on the first and there was no customers. Um, and then he ended up leaving because it was so tense. But like, what the fuck? I'm still mad about that. But anyways, then there was.
See, she's still mad about that. She's holding a grudge. She's toxic.
Was another situation too where I had sat for like hours with this guy, and then I did a bunch of dances for him, and then he wanted to go up into like this loft area with the guy he was with, and the guy he was with had like a couple dancers. The guy I was with, it was just me, top bitch, me. And this other girl who I now know has a reputation for not being able to make money on her own, she just like attaches herself to another dancer, whether or not that dancer knows her. And she'll just get like drunk, or at least act drunk, and then try to. But yeah, she's trying to do that. She's trying to take all my money and get me to like dance with her so that he would throw all the money on both of us. And I wouldn't dance with her. And she got pissed and she ended up yelling at him. And and he spoke Spanish, and I was like, "Do you like, tu quieres ella?" And he said no, and then she got kicked out, and then she like ran her mouth all about me. But this happened like after the first of the month. It was rent weekend. But I would rather lose money one time than have another girl thinking she can like come in and take it every time she sees me. Like we're friends. So I'd rather lose out on that money. And
Man, being a stripper just sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I don't see how this is a pleasant work environment. I don't see how you can have fun being a stripper. You know, I don't get it.
and then leave like a bad taste in like the customer's mouth, then have to like deal with you pushing me around again. But yeah, a lot of petty energy. I feel like there's a lot of more girls that are watching, pocket watching, who's making what around the first of the month, and then there's just less customers. Like it's just a bad time to be around there. Like when I don't want to work and I need an excuse not to work, I will usually use like rent day as an excuse not to work. I even this last weekend I worked, and I worked Saturday, which I think rent was due what, Thursday, Friday. Sunday was great because it was far enough away, and I got lucky and I had people that weren't too worried about that. And some people aren't affected by it at all. So it's just like the overall vibe of the place, because the rent and mortgage payment and all your bills being due.
You know what the problem really is? It's just a lot more women working in the same place. That's what it sounds like. Because more women working in the same place, the more drama, more problems, more arguments, more bullshit. That's all.
That's not going to affect every customer, but it will affect every dancer, because that's what they're there for, the money. So it's just like it's a rougher environment to be in. But yeah, I had like an incident this past. I thought this was sticky this whole time, so I kept the plastic on it. Wow, my life could have been so much easier.
And you're taking advice from her? Really? Oh my god. That's funny.
Anywho, I had like an incident this past weekend, and it was all like money. It was
I'm
money
shocked.
with some of the club
I'm
employees, and it
shocked.
was like people were mad because my customers didn't tip them when I didn't even get tipped. And it's like normally if it were any other weekend, like all that would just fly by, but it just, I don't know, people are just hyper aware of money and what they're making right after the first of the month. So, yeah, don't come during that time. No, people are just desperate, crabby, just like, damn, damn. Yeah, thanks.
Man, I still can't believe that she's a stripper. Like, I don't know. This is what you're paying for, people? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But then, it's like the place is dark. You're probably drunk or high. So, your average stripper goes up between 2 and 4 points, on the looks scale. So, yeah, I get it.
For listening. I mean, this was a short video. It's information most people don't know, though. Now you know. Hello, Reaper. He's cuddling with my hoodie. Oh, a customer actually gave me that hoodie. You guys want to see it?
No.
It's a good. Okay. Thank you. Give me this. It was riding around in his car. It says, "You are enough." Then on the back it says, "Dear person behind me, the world is a better place with you in it. Love the person in front of you." Yeah.
Okay. A customer gave a stripper that. Give me a break. Give me a break. I bet he did that to counteract him being a, scummy guy. Like, oh, he gave me this as I danced on his lap.
Yeah, it took him like a year to get that to me, but he finally did. It was very dirty, but I washed it. Okay, bye.
Probably had like cum stains on it. Anyway, well, this is a very informative video. We actually did learn something. Okay, so even though I don't go to strip clubs, I will not go during rent or bills when they're due. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.